The long-awaited 1.36.43.0 free update is finally here, and the paid Megatech DLC dropped at the same time. Now, the full deep dive review of the DLC is coming in the next video, so today we're focusing only on the new free items and the essential missions you can jump into right away. And if you stick around until the end, you'll also get some must-know bug fixes and even a hydrazine automation pro tip. First up, let's take a look at the new item that might change your base life, or might do absolutely nothing: the Walkway. The Walkway uses the same materials as rails, and it's the same length too. It provides oxygen, power, and a path just like rails, but thanks to the infamous stop while walking bug, it's pretty much unusable in real gameplay. So, realistically, I'll probably only use it for interior decoration. The large gas canister holds exactly 4 times the amount of a medium gas canister, a total of 128 units, and the large fluid and soil canisters hold 3 times more than the medium versions. If you're going strictly for storage efficiency, slapping 12 medium canisters onto a large silo is still the superior setup. But considering the material cost and convenience, the large canisters aren't a bad, less annoying option either. Personally, since I barely use soil outside of base building, I'd still go with the large silo plus 12 medium canisters combo. Next up is the icon sign. And yeah, it's literally just a sign that shows icons like power, fluid, storage, you name it. If you love building pretty bases, you'll probably slap these on your rooms, warehouses, or roads. It has X marks and arrows, so you can make no entry signs or little direction markers. Great news for all the base decorators out there. The Tether Dropper. Honestly, this one's kind of awkward. Tethers are mainly for the early cave exploration, but this thing requires tungsten carbide. You only get access to this after you've built a shuttle, but by then you already have Stilgar. So tethers aren't even relevant anymore. Total balance fail. They should really swap the material to zinc, so you can actually use it early game. They also added a bunch of base decorations like Robo Bonsai and the simulated aquarium. They look cute, but there's nothing deep to explain here, so we'll move on. Next is the melodic mushroom. Step on it or press F, and it makes a little sound. Sadly, you can't automate it with repeaters or anything like that. It's just a fun little decorative button you stomp with your foot. 7 new plants have also been added. But to get straight to the point, these new plants are slow at producing organic, and they only drop 1 seed each, so you can't automate them. Basically, they're more for decoration than anything else. Still, let's take a quick look at where each plant can be found. Finwheel. Found in the forests of Silva. Its organic harvesting speed is so slow that it's practically useless. Bubbleb. Found in Desolo's craters. Conepod. Found in the mountain ridges of Calidor. Hornstalk. Found hanging from the mantle ceiling in Visania. It's best to harvest it in the mantle layer near the core. Arctic Oak and Nubcap. Found in the rock gardens of Glacio. Dew Trunk. Found on the hills of Atrox. Except for Finwheel, all of these take 20 seconds to harvest organic material. The old 10-second Attactus is still way better. And unless you buy the DLC, you can't automate infinite seeds with these. They also give the same amount of bites as older plants. In short, outside of decoration, there's really no reason to harvest them. Alright, now for the most important part, the new missions. If you don't want spoilers, this is your last chance to turn back. Once you finish the basic missions unearthed and forward progress, the Megatech missions unlock. Grab the mission Large Scale Learning from the landing pad and pick up the DLS construction anchor. Set it down, press the button, and it'll deploy the Mega Printer platform. A new mission, Print Sprint, opens up, and the Mega Printer will let you craft the distribution launcher system. Materials required: 49 compound, 29 zinc, 23 copper, and 7 steel. It's not enough to supply the resources. You need 25 power units as well. Don't forget to hook it up. Once you finish the distribution launcher, you'll unlock the extra large Platform C and the Mega Deconstructor blueprint. The Mega Deconstructor is used to remove terminals or the Mega Printer itself. On the side of the distribution launcher, there's a Megastructure component printer. That's where you craft the construction anchor landing pad. Materials: 2 aluminum alloy, 2 ceramic, and 1 Yexo chip. If you're only aiming to complete the mission, crafting just 1 is enough. Place it on the planet you want. Then launch the intermodal terminal construction anchor from the distribution launcher. That completes the mission anchors away and rewards you with another construction anchor landing pad. Now it's time to build the intermodal transportation terminal. The materials are 150 resin, 30 aluminum, 30 ceramic, 15 steel, and 5 titanium alloy. And yes, that 150 resin absolutely has to be automated. You'll need to build another intermodal terminal later for the missions, so it's best to automate resin, ceramic, and aluminum. Everything except steel and titanium alloy. Once the terminal is built, you'll complete the mission groundbreaking, which rewards you with a large solar panel, a wind turbine, and a cosmetic hat. Here's a key bug tip: how to fix the printer recognition error. When I tried inserting the final materials, my printer stopped recognizing the resource canister and just kept looping the crafting animation. Reconnecting didn't work. Deconstructing and rebuilding it with the Mega Deconstructor didn't help either. The only fix was transferring the resources into a medium or large silo instead of a canister. That was literally the only method that worked, so make sure you use silos. Next, when you progress through the rail missions and complete Better Freight Than Never in Sight things, you'll unlock the mission distribution solutions. This one auto-completes once you've built the terminal. The reward is a medium shuttle, which you'll need for the autopilot mission later, so don't build an extra. After distribution solutions, the next mission is last mile delivery. Where you must build a second terminal on another planet. After that comes the mission Autopilot, where you create a resource delivery system between the 2 planets. Each terminal has 3 landing pads and 3 rail stations. If you load hydrazine into the large fluid tank next to the terminal, it automatically refuels your shuttle. Here's a tip for choosing your terminal location. Hydrazine is made in the chemistry lab from ammonium and hydrogen. You can get hydrogen from Silva, Calidor, Visania, and Novice. And Silva's forests make hydrazine automation incredibly easy. So if you built your first terminal near Silva's ammonium deposits, the mission becomes much easier. What if you mined all the ammonium nearby and it's too far away now? You can also get ammonium from the trade platform using scrap. I covered scrap automation in my previous video. Check the chart at 352 in this video. Since laterite is available on every planet, you can go laterite, scrap, ammonium, hydrazine, transport. Use this method if your terminal ended up too far from ammonium. Let me give you an example setup for terminals and rail stations. This one is for transporting resources from Silva to Atrox. Terminal. Load shuttle automatic launch. Destination Atrox. Rail station. Stop disabled. Unload stopped cars. Tier 1. Terminal. Unload shuttle. Automatic launch. Destination Silva. Rail station. Stop disabled. Load stopped cars. Tier 1. When the shuttle arrives for the first time, it will unload and then automatically return to Silva. When you finish the autopilot mission, you get a Mega Mini training shuttle as a reward. But honestly, it's completely useless. That's the end of the Megatech missions. If you want more Megatech content, you'll need to buy the Megatech DLC. There's one more way to get hydrazine. Using the trade platform, you can trade Astronium for hydrazine. What if you want to set up resource transport between Glacio, Atrox, and Desolo, planets that don't produce hydrogen? And you don't want to go all the way down to the core to collect Astronium, then produce hydrazine on one of the planets that do have hydrogen, Silva, Calidor, Visania, or Novice, and transport it to Atrox. Or make Silva a refueling waypoint. Load resources on Glacio, stop by Silva to refuel, unload on Atrox, then return to Glacio. This route works perfectly for hydrogen-less planets. Minor patch notes. Flashlight toggle. You can now hold R to turn your flashlight on or off. Yexo chip storage. Yexo chips can now be stored in resource canisters, which makes automation much easier. Rail station tier setting. You can now choose the tier of items a rail station handles. Very helpful for automation. Repetitors can't be stacked anymore. You can no longer stack repeaters on top of each other to store them. Previously, if you closed the game and started a new seed on Silva, the terrain, debris, and resource locations were always identical. Many players memorized resource spots because of this. But after the patch, terrain is now randomized every time, even if you fully restart the game.